Welcome to The Real Study with your hosts, Mr. Snidbits.
Because I do think the movie is good. I think the lighting is struggles. I think the cinematography is okay.
Black Girl Marvel.
Follow us on everything, because we will find you.
All the movie things.
So many young filmmakers and indie filmmakers took it and just went with it, and it became this thing.
Janine DeBean.
So that's what the story is, and then the film goes about answering that question for you.
And me, the Real Study movie voice guy.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try it.
Produced by Hyena. Let's go to the poster wall.
Hello and welcome to The Real Study. I'm Mr. Snidbits, and with me tonight we've got all the movie things and Black Girl Marvel. No Janine DeBean. She's at Disneyland having a blast, so we're jealous to some degree. We will be covering week 4 of Women's History Month, although this is technically week 5. We've kind of had to postpone. We'll get to week 5 next week, so we are going to still cover all 5 directors. This week is Kathryn Bigelow, who is known mostly for The Hurt Locker, which she won an Academy Award for, but we'll be covering Blue Steel from 1990 and Point Break from 1991, her back-to-back movies here. Next week will be Sarah Polley. We're going to do one film she acted in, which is Go, and then one film she directed, which is Women Talking, and we'll talk about those later. But before we go any further, we're going to move over to the main wall. We're going to hear from Lala about social media. I don't know if we hear you.
No audio.
No, we don't. While we figure out her audio, I'm going to go ahead and just plug the social media unless she interrupts me, which will be fine. We are, of course, on all social media platforms. You can find us, obviously, here on YouTube, on Twitch, but you can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky.
Can I be heard now?
You absolutely can, and the floor is yours.
That's terrible. Well, you heard most of them from Mr. Snidbits. Follow us on all social media. We are on all the things, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Facebooks, the Blue Sky. Make sure you join us on all social media. We also have our own social media as well. You can see our names below. We do some things on there from time to time. You can get a better idea of our personalities through our pages as well. If you cannot watch us on YouTube or watch us live as we go live on Sundays at our time, you could join us on any podcast platform. We are on Google, Spotify, Podcast Republic, Anchor, all of the ones you think of. Make sure you join us on there. Give us a 5-star review if you feel like we're worthy. I feel like we're worthy, but I might be a little bit biased. But make sure you tap into that. Make sure you push us up the algorithm on there. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you just comment and you like. And if you don't want to comment and you want to say a little incognito, just throw a little thumbs up, push us up there. And you can also have the array of all of our past YouTube videos going back to when I think it was just like me and Mr. Snidbits for a while. And then we just started, started building the crew out to be this amazing crew, so you can see some of the past things we've done. And if you see any movies that you're like, they should have did this movie instead of that movie, join us on Discord. You can say, hey, review this movie. We get vetoes. We don't use them because we watch The Room, so obviously those vetoes don't matter. So make sure you join us. We might review something like a quick TV show that's 8 episodes, 8 to 13 or something, a nice little documentary or something like that. So if you got a little indie film you created and you want to get the word out, drop it our way. We'll be glad to watch it and review it as well. But thank you for your time. Make sure you join, even though Janine DeBean is not here. She does have 2 other podcasts that she's on as well. She's on It's a Wonderful Podcast and Morgan Has a Scene. And there's a couple of other things underneath that umbrella as well. So make sure you tap in with DeBean, who is having a great time in Disney right now. It's fine. I'm sorry, I just got a little choked up.
Well, it's only it's a little trying to drive for her. For you, it's a flight.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's even more fun though. I've never been to Disney though, any Disney. So I would like to. I've been to a resort, but I was there to audition to be a person.
Yeah, and that's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't the same. So I'm a little jealous that she gets to meet Mickey Mouse and stuff. So it's fine. But yeah, make sure you
way
tap
more
in.
than Mickey Mouse. You can meet Chewbacca. You can meet.
Listen, Mickey is the top priority for me.
Goofy.
Mickey's the top priority, and everybody else comes below him. And here's the thing: I want to see them all, but Mickey's he's been my favorite since I was a child.
I did not know that.
I gotta see Mickey.
Learn something new every time, every episode, I should say.
Listen, if I could play Mickey in a movie, I absolutely would.
Oh, okay.
But
so
again,
Mickey, Donald, and if I have to go with the original
Donald's
cast,
Sailor, so
it's Goofy.
Positively,
Positively
Goofy. But make sure you follow us on all podcast platforms, all social media. We are there for your viewing pleasure. Back to you, Mr. Snidbits.
I appreciate that, Law. So we have, of course, some news. No negative news this week. We're going to try to avoid some negative news. But we do also have one film that we watched for the Real Roundup. That is, of course, Black Girl Margot. She watched Timer, Timer, from 2009 with Emma Caulfield, who, if you don't know, is most famous for being on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a person who doesn't like rabbits. Little insight for those that don't know. Go ahead, tell us what you thought about Timer and give us your breakdown.
Yeah, so Timer is this movie about Emma Caulfield plays a woman who lives in a world where these timers have been created where you can put a timer like in your wrist, implement it in your wrist, and it will give you a countdown like days, months, years, like minutes, whatever, of when you will meet your soulmate. And Emma's character, her name is Una, and she has a timer that is blank, because if you have a blank timer, that means that your soulmate hasn't gotten a timer yet. So she keeps meeting men who don't have a timer, and she convinces them to get a timer to see if they'll link up with hers. And it's this very interesting film about like love at first sight and like how like the traditional ways of finding love, because like I looked at it like we're in a world now where like back in the day you didn't have social media, you didn't have Tinder, you didn't have all these things, you didn't have, you know, OkCupid and all this stuff. You had to like go be out in the world to like meet a person, to date a person, however. But now with social media, it's taking that personal ability like away from people. And this movie kind of like expands on that, right? Because you have like generations where they didn't worry about that. They didn't have that. Like Una, the character Una, her mother ended up getting a timer while she was already married to the girl's father, and found out that her soulmate was somebody else.
That makes sense. Like that, if it's not your soulmate and you just happen to marry,
and found out that somebody else was like her soulmate, and even the father was like, "I knew this wasn't going to last. That's why I was like, let's get a timer, so I can prove to you that we're not supposed to be together," like type of thing, right? So it was like it's like such interesting like commentary on. Like, is it okay to just fall in love and be with somebody? Is it okay to just like, maybe you should get a timer so that the guessing is over? But like her sister got a timer, and her sister's timer doesn't go off until she's like 43, and she's like in her 30s. She got like 5,000 days and something to like
you could be wasting your life.
Exactly.
You know, waiting around for a soulmate. It's like,
her sister is, you know, she's like the wild child, I guess, or whatever, because she's the sister of the new marriage. You're right. So like, but they both have the same birthday.
How long is the span? Like,
crazy.
How long does this take place over? It sounds like it's over years.
It takes place like it's not years, because by the time we get into the film, they're adults.
Oh, okay.
So we learn all this on the back end of like the relationships and stuff like that.
So
the sisters, it'd be like but the sisters are born on the same day, which is crazy. So they share a birthday, they spend their birthday together, like they're very close. Whereas the Una character is very much like, I'm trying to find my soulmate, and the other sister is like, well, I got years before mine pops up. So
right.
There'd be liberation there where you could just be like, no, I'll do whatever, or I'll just be single, or I'll
for her. The liberation for the younger sister is she finds men who timers are up in months, and she like fools around with them and have sex, because it's like they're like, this is the last I get before my soulmate. Like I find my soulmate and I can't like.
I can only imagine like people that are in relationships and somebody brings up a time they're like, no, I don't want to do that, because leave, right?
That's the crux of the movie. It's Una's
so you can
character.
choose to have a timer.
You could choose to have a timer. It's not mandatory. You can choose to have a timer.
Okay.
And mind you, the people at the timer store know her so much because she comes here with a guy like every other. Yeah, like it looks very like Apple. If we call it a space, I was like, I see what you guys did there. Totally. It looks very much like Apple.
It's like a tech company.
It's like a tech company, absolutely. And so they don't go into the happenstance of like how it's created, because that's not the point of the thing. Right. I was okay with. I was like, cool, we don't need all that. Like I didn't need all that.
You don't always need that.
But it was funny. It's like sincere. I will say it ended in a way where I was like, is this how it ends? I was like, I was a little disappointed because it was like they were creating happy endings in a way. Like they were making like great points and then threw those points out the window and was like, this how we gonna have it end. And I was like,
sometimes I don't know. I'm a fan of the like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, and it's not necessarily pretty.
This ain't one of those.
Yeah, when it works.
This ain't when it works, but this ain't one of those. Whoa, this one was like, so that's how it. That's how it is.
Yeah, like you need some setup initially, I think, in order for that to like work.
There was no
like, out of left field.
Because I don't want to ruin it, but again, it came out in 2009.
Right.
So,
right.
But
I had never heard of this and wouldn't have ever watched it without you bringing it up. So, spoilers ahead.
Right. So, spoilers ahead. Like, so it ends like, the sister who is very jaded because she's like, I'm not finding my soulmate for like another 20 years or something like that. She's like very jaded. Ends up meeting a guy who never got a timer because he married a woman who he felt was his one. So he just felt like he never needed a timer. He was like, I don't need a timer anymore. It's fine. But they start to hit it off, and she starts to realize that like maybe it's something like to this like meeting people and just like being sincere, because she was hiding behind all these walls and he was calling her on it. He was like, all right, when you're ready to have a real conversation, let me know. And she like, oh, okay. So she eventually goes and gets rid of her timer. Like her and her sister, like, we're going to go get rid of our timers. We're just going to live our life, because the Una character meets a younger man that like his timer says it's 4 months. Come to find out, it's a fake timer that he bought online. It just sticks to his skin.
Oh, I didn't know you had a fake timer. Of course,
because he's like
from Temu.
Yeah, because he was like, women seem to like it. It's like 4 months, and like I get women that way.
He uses it as a
he uses it, and he's like, I don't believe in timers. He like, I believe in just meeting people.
That's funny, because people are like that now. Like, I don't believe in soulmates. You know, so
exactly.
Yeah, that's totally a thing.
And he's like, I don't believe in this. I just believe in like meeting people and letting things happen kind of like naturally. And she's trying to rush it and figure out this thing. So like it ends with the guy that the sister is really into. He finally gets a timer, and her sister's timer activates.
Oh man!
And they don't know that it's him, and that it says that like she would meet him in like 5 days, certain amount of hours, certain seconds, and then it counts down. And then you'll know, because the person that when you get next to each other, both of your timers will beat.
Yeah. Right.
So when they having a birthday party for both of the sisters, and the mom invites the ex-boyfriend, this guy, their timer goes off at the same time. And so the movie literally ends with,
right there?
I wish.
Because that would be beautiful. Because then you're like, what? I don't know.
Sniddy, if it ended there, I would have been like, y'all, go run and watch this movie.
Right. Oh my God. Like a 9.
You feel me? I was like, go watch this movie. It ends with, we see the Una character. She runs on the track a lot. But this day that she runs on the track, she's late because she got up late. So she's running on the track, and lo and behold, her soulmate is there. She, like, teaching the track class, but because she's always early, she never sees him. Because she's always early, she's never at the time that he comes. So they have a conversation, and he's like, well, I'm looking forward to getting to know you. And they find out in an instant that they have a lot in common. Like, they both run and they both do little things. And then it ends with him being like, maybe show up late to the track again sometime. And she's like, maybe I will. And then they both run, and it fades to black, and the credits run.
Huh. Okay.
I think I'm going to watch this because it's definitely creative.
That's funny.
It's reminding me of a new kind of, maybe not a new movement, but a movement that I've been hearing more about lately, I should say. People are doing this like 90s nights where you leave your phone at home intentionally and go out and enjoy yourself and try to just experience the world the way it was when we weren't connected to literally everything. Kind of sounds like that. If you have the timer, you're too tapped in. If you stop having the timer, you might just get to know people again. So
and it was a great social commentary about that, which is why I still think you guys should probably like check it out if you can. I know it was on I watched it on Prime. I don't know if
it's a good rating.
I don't know if it's anything. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was funny. It ran smoothly, but I was just like, we gonna end it like this? Like, I was so excited for the sister to like find somebody that she connected with, only to find out it was your sister's soulmate. Like, it's like,
That sucks, but that's also kind of real.
Right. And he tells the sister, like, you know, like, I didn't plan for any of this to happen because I thought I would have beat with you. However it is, I didn't plan for any of this to happen, but I'm just happy that you'll still be in my life. I was like, throw up. I was like, get out of here. I was so annoyed. I was like, my God. But yeah, but I still say take it out. Yeah. If I had to, honestly, even with that ending, even with that slap in the face of an ending, okay, I still give it an 8. I truly do. Because I still feel like the commentary really hooked you. The commentary for me was really on like just how do you perceive love, right? Like how do you, and then because it's like, to me it's like the sister that had the timer that's like 5,000, she has like 5,000 days to like meet her soulmate. People think like that, right? People think like that. Like, I'm never going to meet. Like, it's going to be so long waiting around and just doing reckless things because it's like, it doesn't matter. It was just such a good social commentary. They just didn't stick that landing for me. That's all.
Right. All right. That's fair. Yeah. No other new movies.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen
Time came into my mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Shot by Roger Deakins, also.
Oh,
come on. We always got little Deakins in here.
Yes, I don't respect that.
Yeah. That one's like,
that one you don't get a choice. But
that one has to do with you're born with the timer.
The timer, right. Yeah,
and it has to do with like when you're gonna die, but also it's currency, so it's a little other.
Mm-hmm. You can like spend your life, which again is great commentary on what we do as people, consumers, and how we do.
Yeah. What's funny is like it came out like a couple years after this film that you're.
That's interesting.
I always wonder if maybe somebody caught something, and I can tell you right now. Right. When we get to Point Break, there's another movie that is absolutely just Point Break, but in 2001, and it's the same freaking movie. We'll get to it.
They remade Point Break, but it was
not the remake. Not the remake.
Oh, that's a remake? Oh, it's like another one. Oh, okay.
Totally different movie.
It's like a similar concept. There's like, I mean, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll make fun of it here in a little bit.
We'll make fun of it.
There's a couple of ones.
Not before making fun of that movie. We're going to get to some news. There are, of course, always news in the movies, but we'll go to the news.
Now it's time for the real news.
All right, so we do have some fun news this week. We've got Ryan Gosling is going to be doing an unknown film with the Daniels. And of course, if you don't know, the Daniels are the guys who behind Everything Everywhere All at Once and Swiss Army Man, among other films. But they are quirky and different, and of course Ryan Gosling can play quirky and different. So and I know Brian is probably still thinking about Project Hail Mary because everybody that saw it in the last 2 weeks just can't stop thinking about it. I'm seeing that everywhere. But you think this is a good pairing? You think that we might get something good out of this?
I think it's a fun pairing. This is a really fun pairing.
All right.
Yeah, especially if because Gosling has really, he has like kind of natural comic timing, you know, and also like he has like a sickening amount of charisma where it's like, it's kind of like
he didn't leave any for us.
No, it kind of makes you mad, but you can't, but you also like it. So
he's become a guy. So
I love everything he's been in that I've seen anyway. But and then with like the talent of the Daniels, you can only you could the possibilities are literally like endless. You have no idea where this could go.
You could throw some darts at a dartboard and it could be random things and you'd still be way off. Like So,
but I imagine it's gonna have some heart to it. Probably.
I would hope.
But I wonder, is it an A24 film or
so far that's probably they've at least done distribution with them.
Yeah.
So,
but
that'd be cool.
Doesn't necessarily have to be.
No, it doesn't have to be. It'd be cool if it was, because like I just know A24 kind of goes, they skew kind of weird. So it was just having Ryan Gosling kind of do something odd.
Neon's the same way too. I think Neon would be another
like out of the box
distributor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Untitled Universal.
Oh, Universal. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Universal. I'm not mad at Universal. I got the 50 Universal Films bundle on Fandango. So.
Right. And I think those are their only 2 films. Everything else is either a short film, a TV show, or something. Yeah. So they've only done the 2 movies. But man, what
a solid 2. Yeah, what a solid 2.
You don't need a ton of films to be considered a great director. Damien Chazelle, like for me, 4 films, and that dude has hit it out of the park.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I will keep watching whatever he makes. So yeah, I also am excited.
I mean, and Gosling does have the Star Wars film coming out before.
That's
this.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I cannot.
Yeah.
People are like, I don't mean to go too far off the deep end here with Star Wars, but you mentioned it, so here we go. The fact that people are pissed about the Mandalorian and Grogu, they're like, "What is this? It looks crappy." I'm like, "Did you not? You missed the way that they were doing the advertising. None of the advertising is the actual film. Like it was like they were making fun of like Budweiser, or they making fun of like various things." But if you watch the trailer, it feels like the Mandalorian. Like it feels like a continuation. And Sigourney Weaver, like Queen, like what's the problem? I'm excited for it.
Everybody wants to complain. That's all.
I know that one, Supergirl, and then the Star Wars movie with him. I can't wait. Rumored to play Ghost Rider. Ooh.
Well, no. Let's back up. He's had talks with people, and like according to him, it's been very brief. It's been like it's just been like.
I'm sorry, but isn't in I think in the comics he's like I think in the comics Ghost Rider is
there's two. So there's the original Ghost Rider, and then there's
like the new 52, like the updated, like
they went to
like the Ultimates or something.
Is Johnny Blaze the
Johnny Blaze is the original.
Okay, and that's the one that Cage plays.
Yeah. And then when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, it was the updated Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I kind of want the updated Ghost Rider. No disrespect, it's Marvel. Let's add some Latino people into Marvel. Like let's add some more.
I imagine, Gosling would have played Johnny's.
But also we are in a multiverse of a MCU's in their multiverse, so he could easily be Johnny Blaze, and it could easily be another version. So.
Well, with Doomsday,
I like Ryan Gosling. So
they're going to make it to where there's nothing they couldn't just do.
And of course, there's the funny connection that his wife was in
Ghost Rider. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So he even said in like that there's an interview with specifically where he's talking about this, and he's like, if it just happens to be one of us was in a Ghost Rider movie, then I'm happy. Like
they met on The Place Beyond the Pines, right? Isn't that where they met? Yeah, that's what I thought. Very weirdly paced, but good film. Not what I expected. Next piece of news here: Stephen Colbert has a new job after he loses his job here at Late Night. He'll be writing the next Lord of the Rings movie. Okay, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm wondering what you guys feel.
I don't think we need another Lord of the Rings movie, but
right. Well, I mean, Stephen Colbert is like. I kind of worry that he'll nerd too much into it, and because he knows like insane amount of lore and stuff. Like it's like him. It's like there's Tolkien, then there's Peter Jackson, and then there's him. They're probably both right up there, like together. You know what I mean?
Jackson's the one that invited him from what it looked like in the video. So they might, if they're going to collaborate.
You never know people's talents just because this man been a talk show host and Daily Show and all that.
Well, I mean, he's a writer.
You don't. I mean?
He's written all this. So much stuff before.
But it's a lot of people that don't know that he can do more than just sit there and talk and just. So I'm excited to see anybody's talents. I don't think we need another Lord of the Rings film, but if we have a nerd, it's like me not wanting James Gunn to be a nerd in his stuff, right? Like go be a nerd and go get me some good stuff that's gonna be good. But what are you going to show me from what perspective are you going to give me for a new Lord of the Rings film? Because I feel like them 3 that we got are so epic and really does justice to the books. Mind you, never read the books, but I've heard enough people who read the books that was like, this is like pretty dang good of what they did. So I'm just curious to see like where he'll go. You know what I mean? So
maybe it'll be a one-off film,
but maybe.
What were you saying?
Well, I imagine it is. It's like a specific story. It's not going to be like a crazy trilogy, from what I understand. So, but I think there's 2 separate Lord of the Rings based films coming out. One has to do with, Gollum, and then, which I don't think is the one he's writing. I think there's another story that Colbert is writing. So.
He feels like he could write a Gollum story, and it could.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Give me a Schmeagol. Give me a Schmeagol. Prequel. I would love to see.
And of course, Andy can come back and play him. No problem. We don't need it. He could be.
Yeah.
he could be as long as he can talk. They don't need to do more. Anyway,
Yeah.
I could literally care less. Lord of the Rings is like
that is
at the
so
bottom.
funny.
I just don't. I don't know. I just don't like high fantasy. I like high sci-fi, not high fantasy. Like I don't know. That's just
I
me.
respect that.
Star Wars is like the only
Yeah,
fantasy
that
thing I
don't
like.
like
So.
sci-fi either. So
There are people. Did you say there's people out there that don't like sci-fi?
I'm sure there's plenty of Lord of the Rings fans that aren't into like
That are just like your sci-fi shit sucks, Sniddy. My wife is that way. She likes fantasy over sci-fi. So like we always kind of battle back and forth. And I'm trying to get her to read. I'm trying to get her to read Project Hail Mary before we see it because she really enjoyed The Martian. I mean, we read that and then watched the movie together. And so I'm trying to get her to read the book, but she's like, I just can't get into like all the computery science.
There's a lot of
that in it.
I mean, Andy Weir kind of goes into it like which where I think maybe she should just watch the movie and read the book after.
And maybe read the book after. That's a good point. It's not like because like Ready Player One is much more of an adventure book. It's not a like super sci-fi. Even there are sci-fi elements, they don't get into the nitty gritty. Andy Weir will literally be like, on this display, there are these things happening, and like he spends 3-5 paragraphs on a screen.
Well, and the movie is very like scientific, science based. There's like very little that they kind of go like there's certain things like I think I mentioned before, like the astrophage does certain things that aren't real, but it's like this tiny little percentage.
That's where
everything else is based on reality. Like
otherwise, just a science book, right? Which is
exactly
is great. But we would have her do the audiobook. We read audiobooks in our household.
Not you read audiobooks.
And the equations he's writing down. There's a scene where he's writing down equations and he's literally like those equations are correct.
Are those the like pendulum equations? Like is the pendulum scene in there?
I don't know about that, but
so that's probably not in there.
There's in the kind of near the beginning, he's writing down all these equations, but they're all accurate equations. Like Gosling calls it space math, but he literally had like a little earpiece that Andy Weir was talking to him and telling him just basically what to write. It's like, I'm not going to remember this accurate science space math.
Right.
Like, tell me what it is. So
he had also said, Gosling had said the other reason he had that in is because he was alone on set, basically no one else there. And it felt like
some of that was
but it like helped him feel like he wasn't alone and he could bounce off of people, even if it was just through his earpiece. That was something I heard in an interview he said. So I can't wait to see the movie, but I also want to finish the book first, so I'm kind of in this weird limbo. Not that we just completely switched from fantasy to sci-fi, because I could
wait
do
too
that
long. It's going to be gone before you.
That's a fair point.
So,
speaking of remakes, okay, we weren't talking about remakes. We've got 13 going on 30 being remade by Netflix, and
this isn't news.
This isn't news.
No. Next. We don't need to talk about this.
Okay, so we know how Brian feels. Lala, you seem to feel the same.
I mean,
it's what are we doing?
Like, why? Like,
what are we doing? This film hasn't even been out long enough to warrant a reboot.
Right. It's like doing a live action version of Moana. It's like Moana hasn't barely been out.
Baby, that AI mess of a trailer. Don't get me started, Brad. Don't get me started, Brad. I have
you can
so
tell
much
they're
fire
doing
for
it on
that.
the volume, like they're doing it on a stage.
Please. No, this
why
is
couldn't they like digitize The Rock to be chunkier? Like I mean,
he's in a
chubby
suit.
Maui.
No, he's in a suit. Because look at his neck.
A suit, but
his neck don't match the rest of his body.
Yeah, no, he's still not like as bulky.
Or how about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, whatever you want to be called? How about you just executive produce and you hire an actual Samoan actor to play Maui?
Yeah.
Come on, you did not have to be Maui, sir.
It didn't have to be.
What is it with these Disney movies too? Because they're mostly musicals that they're remaking. Because there are Disney movies that aren't musicals, but they're basically but all the like keys maybe a little different, or they like choose a different note to like.
They try to make it their own a little bit.
But I'm like. But I want to hear the song that I know in this live action movie. I don't want to hear some version of it that you guys have decided to change.
Right.
I am not a fan. I was like, we don't need this. And if I'm being honest, and I haven't even seen Moana 2, I felt like we didn't need Moana 2.
I didn't think we needed a Moana 2 either.
No.
I didn't.
Originally, it was going to go to Disney Plus. It was going to go straight or it was going to be like a series, I think, originally. And then they're like, no, we want to like get more money.
But see,
So
me, I would have taken a series over a
Right.
part 2
Yeah,
because it could still be a part 2, but you can develop the characters better.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You could do things in a TV show that you really can't do in a movie. You know what I'm saying? You could do a
Yeah,
time
so-
span better. Nobody got time for that. But going back to 13
That's
going on
why
30, don't
yeah.
nobody need this. Don't nobody
No.
need this film unless you are
It's just
making
gonna
it
be a
so
Netflix movie too. So it's just
right.
like, okay.
And
Means
unless
it's
you're
already
making
a 6, like,
Right.
and
so
going
that
down.
that Logan Lerman's character is the one that regresses to goes to an adult, which is essentially just big. I don't want to see it. Like
Right.
like
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that
And you know
Emily
they're gonna
Bader
do
is
the
great.
whole-
You know, Fresh
Right.
Kills,
Yeah,
like
she's great.
she's fantastic. So,
yeah.
but does she
You
have
know-
the same light and fluffiness as Garner did? Like,
I know.
I don't know. We'll have
She
to see.
might. I wouldn't put it
Oh, like
past her.
Ruffalo is another.
I'm happy that she's
element.
in something. I'm happy she's in something new. I'm because I'm excited to see, more of what she does. But this is like 13 going on 30. Mind you, as an actor, if somebody asked me to be in the reboot for 13 going on 30, I would say yes. So
Yeah.
as much as I like the film, I wouldn't turn it down. I ain't got no standing. But it's one of those things where it's like it hasn't been out that long. And what are you gonna do that's different from the original? Like, what are you gonna do?
It's been out 22 years. I mean, that's remakes
It's not-
made way before 22 years.
But it shouldn't be. It should be a cap on when you can make a remake.
Yeah, it's still.
Well, that's a generation. So this is my opinion, but I think that remakes are fine because they're really not made. They're not. This isn't being made for us. Like this is not. for
No,
us.
and that's
But
literally that's my
also-
stance too, though, on certain
But the
things.
thing is, there's a nostalgia element that there's a baked in audience already. That's what they're
Mhm.
like banking on, and like the hope is like,
Yeah.
oh, a new generation will jump on.
So
as
even
well,
though they're not
but-
making it for us, they are making it for us.
right, yeah,
At the
yeah.
same
Like
time.
I
A little bit of
guarantee you, there's going to be a similar scene to the whole Michael Jackson Thriller.
Absolutely, but it's gonna be a
Sequence.
song.
But it'll
It's
be
gonna
like
a new
The
song.
Weekend or
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be like
Yeah.
a new song. It's gonna
Right.
be like
Yeah.
Pharrell's Happy or something.
right.
Which is like nothing like
You know what I mean?
Thriller.
It's not,
Like-
how many songs are as iconic as Thriller? Period.
Exactly, like,
let
you better-
alone the last
None.
15 years.
Not really, not done. But you're
Um,
gonna do something. It's gonna be Baby
Yeah.
Shark on a loop or something. I
And
don't
that's
know.
weird. 13 going on 30 in 2027, going back. We're talking what?
yeah, what would be the like
17 years. So we're talking like we're talking when 13
Yeah.
going on 30 came out. What
Yeah,
that was really-
essentially.
yeah, exactly. So
So that's kind of
And I'm
weird.
pretty
Maybe
sure-
that's what they're going for.
Ridiculous.
And more than
I don't know.
likely, we're gonna
Maybe.
get a Jennifer Garner cameo in there. She probably gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
selling,
producing.
she'll be in there.
she selling
She's
razzles to
producing, yeah, she'll be
somebody,
in there.
as a nod to the first
Uh-huh.
one. She'll be selling razzles or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to beat Ruffalo and Garner's like charisma
No, I
in
know.
that film.
I don't
And I'm not
think
even a
so.
huge like Jennifer Garner's fine. I never like I
Right.
hate her, but she's not like. But in this movie, like holy crap! Like this became last year was the first time I ever saw it, and it became like one of my all-time favorite
Mhm.
romantic
It's
comedies
such
ever.
a,
It's
it's
so
such a
good.
sweet, good movie. It's such a
With
female
such a
version of.
beautiful.
It's such a
ending.
female. It's a
Mhm.
female version of Big. You don't need to recreate this. Like it was.
Right.
It was already a recreation of something that already came out.
Right,
Just
right.
flipped.
There's so many of these kind of movies too, right?
know?
Like these,
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost the body switch, not quite the body switch, but
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not as bad as that Wonder Woman 84 body switch, huh?
Oh, did you have to bring that? That's like the only
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal role that I'm like, why did you take that role?
I think Pedro was
Yeah, so
phenomenal, but the rest
Yeah,
of
I
that
mean-
movie was terrible.
Yeah.
And the fact that his body got hijacked and it's a magic stone that turned a woman into a whole predator but couldn't bring him back physically makes no sense. Makes no sense. But okay.
Janine is in the comments. She says it's going to be Pink Pony Club and Gamer is going to be selling Razzies at the stand on the corner.
See, that's
yeah,
what I
there you
said
go.
to be.
That's great.
See,
Yeah.
to be she my twin now. She my twin now.
Mhm.
I love it. Okay, well, we got more news. We've got a trailer that dropped that I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about when I watched the trailer, but it's starring
Mhm.
Ewan McGregor and
Anne Hathaway.
wow, Anne Hathaway. Thank you.
I got you,
And
bud.
it looks like maybe their neighborhood disappears to a new place. This is the premise in the trailer,
Yeah.
and it looks like maybe 65 million years ago, then it
Yeah.
pops back up, almost like a bubble in the
I'm
past.
down for it.
Right.
Let's have fun with some films. Let's do some weird stuff.
Right?
Let's drop a
I didn't see-
neighborhood
who's
65
directing
million
this?
years ago. Like, I'm down for it.
It's the director of It
House.
Follows.
That's right. I do
Oh,
remember
that's
that.
cool.
Which they're also doing in It Follows 2. They Follow, I think, is what I saw.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Follows. Yeah.
It's still. Does it say still? Is it? It's still.
No, I
okay. I was like, wow. Wow. So it's just them. Not a whole lot of other people in this movie that I saw, which is interesting.
I was watching a bit of the trailer before
before
the show started, and I was like, "Oh, I'm down for this," because it gives me those vibes of that Anne Hathaway movie that she was in.
Where she controls like
controlling the monster.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah, I really liked that movie too.
That was like a sneaker. That was a sneaker.
And nobody liked it.
It
got panned hard,
totally.
and
that was crazy.
And that's why I didn't watch it for years.
I was like, this surprised me, bro. I didn't even know it got panned. Totally. I just happened to see it one day. I was like, oh, Anne Hathaway, I like her. Let me see what she's doing. And I was like,
you got Jason Sudeikis in there. Like,
that was a solid and a great concept, but also good execution because it became a human story more than anything.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. So this, when I was watching a bit of the trailer, it was giving me some of those vibes. So I was like, I'm down. I'm down for this.
Well, it looked like a T-Rex to me, which you put a dinosaur in a movie. I don't give a crap how bad it is. I'm watching it.
I think it was a T-Rex. If I'm not
mistaken. Have you guys heard of the theories behind this movie?
No.
Already?
Do I want to, or do I want to go in as blind?
Okay, so J.J. Abrams is a producer on it.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's a Cloverfield project.
Yeah, some people are theorizing that this is a Cloverfield film.
Okay.
Connected to those Cloverfield.
There's two good Cloverfields, and then there's that other thing.
Yeah, there's that other one. A lot of people are like agree like that the Cloverfield paradox is like they're like, no, that one doesn't exist. But
I've never seen Cloverfield, so I wouldn't have any references.
So which like the only one I haven't seen is the Cloverfield paradox. But when I watched this trailer, immediately that's what my mind went to. It was like a Cloverfield movie.
And as soon as you see J.J. Abrams, you're like, ooh, magic box. What's he gonna do? Like he really loves to do that.
Yeah, and the whole thing about the Cloverfield paradox was there was like a temporal shift, like a time kind of shift.
It's kind of totally a Cloverfield movie. They didn't want to put that in the title, right? So Lava.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to watch. You need to watch Cloverfield if you can handle shaky cam. If you can handle essentially Blair Witch style found footage.
Yeah, because it's essentially like it's almost like it's all found footage stuff, you know. So it's like this handy cam, this one person. Which another connection someone mentioned. That person, that character that is holding the candy cam, his last name is similar to this family's last name.
Oh, cool.
The same last name as this family. Yeah.
So this could be a prequel, like going.
Honestly, now I kind of want to watch Cloverfield because it's connected.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, because if you look at their clothing and all that attire, like it's set back in, it's a period thing. So.
Oh my God! I did watch a movie that I could have talked about. I just remembered that I watched.
That's hilarious. That be me all the time.
But anyway. It's one I should be talking about because you literally reminded me of it by what you just said about the clothing. So 10 Cloverfield Lane is the other one, and it's actually John Goodman. Wow, just
is that the one performance? And I can't remember this girl name. I know her face. But they're like in a bunker or something like that.
Ironic, Ewan McGregor's wife, right? So, which he's in this one. So
right.
So there's
which would also kind of connect.
Another connection now is in there.
I don't hate it. I like the idea of movies like with a loose connection.
Exactly. That's the thing too about these Cloverfield films. They all kind of like to have a loose.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
Black Canary.
Black Canary. Yeah.
No,
wait.
She wasn't Black Canary.
No,
she was Huntress or whatever.
Huntress. Sorry. Yeah. Right world. Wrong character.
How dare
Hey, there's too many characters for me to know them all. At least memorize them all. Okay, so we've got one more piece of news here, and it's Glen Powell news. Glen Powell will be playing Fox McCloud in the Super Mario Galaxy.
I'm not mad at it.
I know. Yeah, I think this is pretty great. Yeah, I just love that we have Fox McCloud.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
in this movie too. I think it's really great. So
it's Super Mario Galaxy, so we should get more continuation of Jack and all of that great stuff.
But with the addition of Fox McCloud, I think they're setting up Smash Bros. A Smash Bros.
They absolutely are going to make
so
yeah.
And I'm not mad at it.
And Fox McCloud's probably not going to be the only
right.
character we see.
And it's Mario Galaxy, so they can pull in any character in their IP that they want to. So I'm excited.
McCloud is in the Mario Galaxy game, so I think that is at least canonically accurate in being in the game because.
But I'm just saying that it's a galaxy that they can pull in.
No,
anybody.
they totally could.
Yeah.
We could see Link or something like that somewhere, or Samus, or any of these other characters.
Aina has not seen the Cloverfield movies. Please, both of you get on those as soon.
Oh yeah.
Surprised.
Skip Paradox, but
you can.
Yeah.
Surprised that Glen Powell has not done more animated voices. I agree.
Right.
He might have the chops. So.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna see what he does with Fox McCloud first before I say.
I could totally see it. Like,
I'm not saying he doesn't have a good voice, but I'm just.
I can also see him maybe being like a animated version of his character from Top Gun Maverick.
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when they bring actors to be like a voice character, it's like they're just talking, and sometimes I want my voice actors to like voice act.
Like,
you know what I mean?
So
I'd be on the fence about having like actors kind of come in and voice characters because like you got people like Tara Strong and Kevin Michael Richardson who are just like great at
all these things. Like
the only person who I want voice to say the same is my man who played Kronk because he could just play any character. I don't care.
Oh, I know.
Patrick Warburton.
He's just hilarious, and then all his sons sound just like him too. Like
oh my god, I know that shit was so funny.
That is the most hilarious thing. But it's one son who sounds identical to him.
Yeah.
All the other ones kind of sound like watered down versions and his brother, a little bit. Yeah, but it's one son who I was like. He just stole your voice. Like he stole his whole voice.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They just happen to get the same genetic voice box. There's nothing wrong with
that. I know, right? Ain't that crazy?
Well, we some great fun stuff upcoming and still some good movies out there. I know there's a lot of people who think that movies are dead or there's no more good movies. I don't agree with that.
You just got to search a little harder. That's all.
Or there's more of them. So like they're saturating the market with a bunch of Netflix sixes and we don't need all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot.
But that's why I feel like people need to like go and look at their local theater a little bit more, just to see what's out there because some stuff doesn't get advertised the way that like you would think it should, and you might have a Colossus at the theater that you missed out on because you so worried about what Netflix is putting out, right? And they're just like all the budget they had was to make the movie and put it out, and they hope somebody can.
And they're hoping the name
maybe get a website
or something,
right?
Yeah, totally. Well, before we get to the next movie, I wanted to at least plug the film that I watched. I don't have to go way into it, but I did see The Long Walk. And
right. That's right.
That movie wrecked me on like a whole bunch of levels.
That's why I haven't watched it yet. I know I'm a ball.
But I think there was some of it was just personal because the guy's dad's name is William, which, immediately that's my dad's name. So like that messed me up. It reminded me of my time in the military because the stretch that they have to go, I didn't have to walk 300 freaking miles, but I did have to go through endurance trials that I wasn't ready for, but still had to push through. So there's a lot of that. And I was like, holy crap, this is like feeling kind of personal to some degree. And then on top of that, it's also just well acted, well directed, and a very unique, but very important premise. So if you haven't seen Long Walk, which I'm probably like the last person besides Law that hasn't seen it, go watch that.
Yeah. Since you tried to shame me, bring Brian this.
I wasn't trying to shame, no shame at all. Just noting the reality. But yeah, both of you then go watch it. So good. The guy that plays the synthetic from Romulus, Alien Romulus, is one of the main characters, and you can see he's got vast range. Great actor. All right. We've got 2 Kathryn Bigelow films that we're going to talk about. And I know that La has been put in charge of some trivia. Look, I
have.
So we're of course going to start with
you remember to do the trivia when La has it. But
I know, right?
Janine, don't hate me in the comments. I'm so sorry. I'm back on it. I'm back in the groove. So
what's his name? David Johnson, I believe. Johnson, who plays the synthetic, who's in The Long Walk. He's great. Yeah, I'm excited to see more from him. So I have to check that out.
Long Walk will give you a great performance by him. So
are we doing Blue Steel first?
We are going to start with Blue Steel because we tend to take them in the order they were released. So it was 1990. All right. So tell us about Blue Steel.
Okay.
The trivia.
Is Blue Steel one of those movies that came out like it came out in 1989, but then premiered in 1990 and something.
I think so.
feels like
Well,
it.
I think it like because a lot of times what it does is like if it has any kind of release, whether it be small or large,
Mhm.
that's when they say it was released. So I think 89 was like its first initial release,
Okay,
but
and then it got
1990 I think was
released.
like the US release or something like
That
that.
makes sense.
Got you.
yeah.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
make sure because I was like, did
It's
I get
very
my dates?
close.
Did I
Yeah,
get my
yeah.
dates wrong? Okay.
Maybe some
Um,
you say 89 and some you say 90.
Yeah, it definitely feels like an 80s movie, not a 90s movie.
It does feel
Yeah.
like late. It does feel like
Yeah.
late 80s movie. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I'm
Because then
nuts,
Point
but
Break
okay.
feels very 90s.
Baby,
Very, so.
1,000%. Oh
Right.
Lord. Okay.
Yeah, which is only a
So
couple
Blue
years.
Steel trivia, a little thick in the trivia, but it's okay. I'll get through it. Jamie Lee Curtis revealed that the original script asked her to do the gunfight scene all natural. So
Oh.
to quote her, it was written as a nude scene, but I said no way was I going to run around with a gun in my hand in the nude. Everyone will be watching my breasts flopping around instead of watching the scene.
Okay.
Great.
Which is accurate.
I mean, they could have done some creative editing around it. I'm sure,
but why am I
get
naked
it.
though? Let's stop this.
I know. Yeah.
You are talking about the scene between Megan and Eugene when he's like, "Hold your gun," like that whole scene, right?
I don't know, the gunfight
Why
scene.
doesn't it
I'm
say?
assuming it's like at the end, like
Probably
the
a gun.
main,
Yeah.
Oh
That's
no.
probably-
Okay,
It's the
so when
main
she
gunfight scene.
after the whole terrible
like out the hospital
right.
thing, I think they made
Yeah,
that fight
that probably-
afterward, like that.
That makes more
afterwards.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's when she's like running around a lot, and she's just
Because
like,
it wouldn't really fit. Like it's more.
That's why I was
menacing.
wondering. I was like,
Yeah.
would he make her
Yeah.
get naked? That's kind of odd.
Right. Clancy Brown shadowed NYPD homicide detectives for 2 weeks. Jamie Lee Curtis also took part in several weeks of NYPD Academy, including its firearms training.
Oh,
Interesting.
In Germany, it was distributed as a film from Oliver Stone, even though Oliver Stone was only one of the movie's producers.
Right. Exactly.
You got to get somebody's attention.
Hey,
Yeah.
absolutely. According to co-screenwriter Eric Red, this movie is just a female version of The Hitcher, which Red also wrote. So,
Interesting.
was originally set to be released by. Oh, I read this myself. Okay, was set to be released by Vestron Pictures and its offshoot label Lightning Pictures, but ultimately acquired by MGM due to Vestron's financial problems and eventual bankruptcy at the time.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Interesting.
And last bit of trivia for Blue Steel, a shot filmed for the movie's ending right before Megan shoots Hunt to death was made with an Innovision Optics tubular lens system. The lens pushes directly into Megan's gun barrel all the way to the tip of the round she's about to fire. Director Kathryn Bigelow was inspired by the music video Huey Lewis in the News, Hip to Be Square, love that song, shout out to Back to the Future, and had the type of lenses used in it tracked down to use here. The shot ended up being cut from the finished movie though. So
It is in the opening credits though. They do use that. They do use a similar shot because you see them loading the gun. There's a whole sequence with the weapon, and then you see it like around in the chamber. And I imagine that's the same.
You wouldn't want to waste
technique
it,
they
especially if
use,
you had to
so.
track down the
right.
camera for it.
Because how much she paid for Innovision Optics tubular lens system? Like, baby, we put this in the movie, baby. Like, what you mean?
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that is the end of trivia for Blue Steel.
Nice.
All right. You know what I realized we hadn't been doing this whole time, and we don't have to start now because it would be unfair to the other directors we've covered, but we didn't go into the directors and like more about them and their background, and we could have thought
Very
about
true.
that. Because I read her background, I was like, holy crap, like she's had a very interesting and kind of all over the place career, and movies were not her initial like goal. She's like an artist. So
I think at this time she was married to Cameron too. She was married to James Cameron for a very short amount of time, like 3 years.
I think so. Yeah.
So from this film and Point Break, obviously you see, she was married to, because there's a lot of like connections with James Cameron in this film and Point Break.
Right.
So there's those elements. I mean, Brad Fiedel did the music for Blue Steel. He did the music for Terminator. So you hear a lot of that elements too. There's a lot of like Terminator-ish
and Blue Steel
like, music in this film. Like,
it was like a lot of like not so much a dun-dun-dun, but it was like
No, there's some
dun. It was
there's
like
some
a lot of
percussion. There's some
yeah, it was a
percussion
lot of
stuff that he
that.
used similar
Yeah.
to Terminator, and a lot of his stuff is
Mhm.
like synthesized as
Yeah.
well. So
It actually kind of like
you definitely hear that
a
in this
little
one.
bit shot, like not shot exactly like, but like the blue tint was giving me some Terminator, you know, just like some blue, because like Terminator has like a little bit of a blue tint. This has some blue tint. And I looked up blue steel because I was like, blue steel, and like blue steel is like the toughest, like it has like tungsten in it. It's like one of the toughest steels. Like, so
Right.
that's why it's called blue
Yeah.
steel. And I was like, oh, that matches her character. I see what y'all did.
Yeah,
I
it's
see
not
what y'all
a
did.
it's not a like sequel to you know,
Blue Thunder?
yeah, no. I was thinking
Oh.
more of that Ben Stiller movie.
Oh,
'Cause his look is blue steel. Yeah.
Right.
I'm screaming.
Which maybe they
It's a
got
little
that
bit
from, you know,
Right.
I don't know,
I doubt
maybe.
it. But anyway.
I doubt it too, because blue steel is a term as well.
Right.
Now, Brian, Kathryn Bigelow, I know you're a huge fan
I love
and you
Kathryn
promote her a lot. Not as much as Deakins, but I think close.
Right.
You talked about her many times. So I assume you've seen Blue Steel before. This was not your first.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. This is essentially it's one of those times where it's like been so long where this is essentially you're watching it for the first time again, because I was like a kid. I was like, you know, when it first came out. So that's probably when I first saw it. But I do remember seeing it, and then very different on this watch watching it now. So yeah.
Lala, I assume you've never seen Blue Steel. I also
No.
had never seen Blue Steel.
Nice.
Ooh.
So yeah, I love it when I get a new movie under my belt.
Yeah, me too. It's always Bri though. I swear it's always Bri. When his picks, I'm like, never seen him before. So like it's always like Bri turning me on to like the movie. Yeah.
Right. Why don't we see what Lala has to say about this, and then we can go from there.
Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis. Mind you, let me just do a side note. Elizabeth Pena, I love her. May she rest in peace. She is such a.
She was everywhere back then too. She was
man,
like in so many movies.
She was in everything. I loved her. So when I saw her in this, I was like, yes. And then when she died, I was like, no, how dare you take her from me? I think I love the tone of her voice, the timbre of her voice. I love everything she does. I just want to put that out there first and foremost. I had fun with this film. It made me angry immediately. Oh, I was angry immediately. It was like misogynistic zone. It was like misogynistic city. And I was just like, I hate this film, but I'm gonna keep watching it because like Jamie Lee Curtis in this film is like, she's very like interesting to watch. She's very intriguing. I like that, like this is like more than likely during a time where like there weren't a lot of female cops. So even portraying one on screen meant something, as well as women that were getting into the field meant something. So of course they're going to be met with like ire and misogyny and, you know, all the letters of the rainbow, however you want to, you know, all the colors, however you want to do it. But I thought this was great. I thought this was like seeing her go from like a rookie to kind of like seasoned in a film was kind of cool to see that. Like I kind of wish there was more like seeing her be a cop as opposed to just like she's a cop. Like I wanted to see like more detective work, more of this, like the ins and outs. They do way more of this now, like, you know, maybe like a lot of exposition,
more like procedural stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of procedural stuff. So that's
Uh-huh.
probably where my brain is going.
That makes sense.
But I would have still liked a little bit of more peppering in that. I know they did a little bit when she was but she's not a homicide detective. So like to me, I was like, oh, okay, she's learning, she's training, because she just got out of the academy. She's not far from the academy. So like she's a rookie and she's still learning. So I would have wanted more of that. But overall, I thought it was a very high stakes, interesting film about how this man just went from a e-trader to just being a homicidal killer and being obsessed with this woman off of one moment. Like he was like, when I looked in your eyes, I knew we were the same. You were the one. I said, this man is nuts.
Yeah.
When he killed the prostitute, whoever that was, and rubbed her bloody sweater all over his body, I said, oh, he has to die. We can't lock him up. He has to be killed, because There's no way around this. I enjoyed Clancy Brown. He was fine back in the day. I said, okay, Clancy. I was like, yo, we gonna have to put him in the Oogle Nation, y'all, because he was looking fine. I said, okay. Y'all know how I feel about just spontaneous relationships for no reason. But in this moment, I enjoyed like Jamie Lee Curtis and Clancy's characters getting together because it was such a high stake moment where like she's been on this, like she hasn't stopped. She hasn't stopped moving. She hasn't stopped like fearing for her life. She hasn't stopped any of these things. So like them kind of connecting in that moment, I was like, okay, I'll let this one pass. I won't be that person.
It's very quick.
I'll be that person.
Right. It was very quick. And it wasn't like it was like
they didn't like draw it.
Right. It was out of the blue in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't just like they're in love now.
Out of the blue.
Type of thing. You see what I mean? Come on. You see. All right. And so I enjoyed that. Mind you, I'm annoyed because this man know where you live. Why do you keep going back to this house? Like, why do you keep going back to this apartment? He knows where you live. Then he ended up going to her parents' house. When he went to her parents' house, y'all, I was locked in. I was watching this at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I was locked in. And then they started, he's being like, him like patting himself and being like, oh yeah, you know, it's like right here. She's like, yeah, me too. Like, don't play. I got mine on me too. Like, don't.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm just like, mind y'all, side note, I would have threw my daddy in jail for at least 24 hours. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. You got to learn your lesson.
I don't know if they would have let her because of where she was at
probably not. Probably not. But I would have still tried. Like he beats my mother. Like,
at least you would have been more scared too. Like, I'm actually gonna go through with it. I'm not just gonna drive you there. Like,
right. Absolutely. But
I don't know. Maybe throwing him in the trunk and like driving around town might have had more effect.
Right. Not she a mob boss now. Throw him in the trunk. But like, I thought it was funny. I thought Jamie Lee was great. I was like, she shouldn't have won an Academy Award for this and not Everything Everywhere All at Once. Anyway, I digress.
That hair though.
She reminds me, because it's like, I'm gonna give it up to this, like it's an 89 movie, but I'm gonna give it up to being a 90s movie too, because she reminds me, I don't know what they were doing with white women back in the 90s. Okay, they wanted every white woman in the 90s to look like this, to look like Jamie Lee Curtis, because the woman that was in Kindergarten Cop,
that's not her hair though,
just like her.
Yeah, Penelope Ann Miller. Yep.
Yes, I was like, if she don't jog down the street.
I think you mean his partner.
His partner, his partner.
His partner had more hair closer to
more hair, and it was like browner. And she was like, I was like, it was certain glances where like,
but this was the hair for everybody because Mel Gibson had the same hair. Like,
absolutely, it was very like androgynous, very even like the way her shirts are cut,
right?
You know, her pants and things like that. Cute outfits though, by the way. I'm being such a girl right now, but I love the outfits that she was wearing because it was just like clean cut. And I'll say this to end because that man was crazy, but I love the juxtaposition between the first time we see her in her cop outfit walking down the street, and it's bright and it's beautiful, and everybody's
she's like, smiling and all happy.
The women are like, hey, look at you, and she's like, hey, and she's having a good time, to the end where she has taken this outfit from another police officer, and it's dark and it's gloomy, and she's walking down the street and she's hiding.
It's oversized on her because it's bigger.
It's such a flip from when we see her from like in the beginning, because like by that time I was like, she ain't a rookie no more. I was like, by this time she has been through too much to just be like a regular rookie at this point. So like, and my biggest thing, and I'll really end it at this point, my biggest thing, she needed an apology from everybody at the station.
Right.
She needed an apology from the chief. Clancy kind of gave her some, so that was his apology. You know what I mean? So like, that was time.
Well, he also started to respect her other than following her around.
No,
so,
right. No, I was okay with him following her because he
was starting to like stick up for her too.
Right.
And,
she
like,
didn't get
had
any
her back
sleep.
More.
She was kind of going a little manic, which is understandable.
Yeah.
And he was smart enough to be, and as a detective, I love that like it's more seen and not like he's not saying all this stuff, you know. But as a detective, he could even see like something's not right, which is why he's following her, because he's like something's not lining up, and like he's like, I believe you, and I was like, come on, Clancy, you solidifying the Ogle Nation just by believing her, sir. So yeah, I enjoy Blue Steel. Good pick, Brian. Good pick.
All right, Brian, I want to go with you next.
Okay, there was one little there's one little element too, like just to jump on what Lob mentions about the uniform switch at the end. So she was part of the 22nd precinct. 22. So she had 22 on her caller's devices,
Mhm.
right? The guy that she takes it from is from the 11th precinct, which is half of 22. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like, in 180-degree turn
Darn,
kind of
right.
thing. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like a symbolism, but I just like, who knows?
So
But
that you
subtle,
thought,
but
we're
good.
always looking for that kind of stuff. yeah,
Kathryn
so
Bigelow
it could
is
be
good at
nothing,
subtleties
but-
though, like that.
right.
She's actually really good at those subtleties.
Oh,
Yeah.
one more thing. Can I say that between this movie and Point Break, because they're like 90s, 89, 90s films,
Mhm.
and it's not a dig on them, this is just something I noticed. The audio feels thick, right? It feels thick, but it also feels clear. And I kind of miss that in audio nowadays. Like, I feel like audio nowadays are so crisp that I'm like,
Oh,
are y'all in a
Well,
booth?
I mean, they were recording on real,
I'm like, are y'all in a
like,
booth? Are y'all
tapes
like
back
in the
then,
thing? I miss that authenticity of. I just felt like in these movies, everything was rounder. You know what I mean? Like everything was just rounder and clear. And I feel like now everything is so lips, teeth, tip of the tongue that I'm just like, I don't want to hear y'all speak at this point because it's too crisp. It doesn't feel
I think
like
there's
real.
more we can do with editing too
right,
nowadays,
or
as
even
well.
like VSTs, you can hit things ahead of time before
Yeah.
post, and so that changes things a bit.
I would have liked that a little bit more, but I just want to throw that in there too. But go ahead.
All right. So Brian, you're rewatching Blue Steel. You remember it
Yeah.
from like childhood.
Yeah.
How does it hit you this time?
Like I don't remember watching it. Like I'm like, did I watch this movie even? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, there are definitely elements. Like Ron Silver's character is like, I don't know. Like, there's
Yeah.
no there's no like gradual progression. It's just we don't even know this guy really. Like we see a little bit of him, and he just like fucking snaps. Like,
yep.
What happened, man? What
Right,
like
you're right.
what is this? What is like
Yeah, right.
you see this gun and suddenly you're like what would drive you to like, oh, I'm gonna take this gun from this crime scene and and now it's my thing and now I'm gonna go around killing people. I didn't really like that was the big thing for me was like there's no motivation for this guy. He just suddenly becomes obsessed with Jamie Lee Curtis's character. And it's so like it was like that stuff like really took me out of it. Like I loved
I can see that.
seeing Jamie Lee's progression. I got that little more. And it was I saw like parts of like the whole thing of her becoming like a detective, I think was more of not because of her like skill. I think it was more of a way to protect her. I think they made her
that's why. Yeah.
So they could like keep her. So like Clancy
that's
Brown
what Clancy's
could like
character says. He was like, I need like that's what
like,
the chief was like, she gonna be a part of your department then. Like he made her be a part of that. And he was like, come on, bro. Like that's not what I want.
Yeah. But it worked out for him anyway though. So
didn't it? Come on.
But yeah, as far as the film itself though, like it like I love, which is like one of the reasons I kept forgetting that we weren't going to discuss the Hurt Locker because we already watched it, but because I like seeing those progression, right, of like Kathryn Bigelow as a director. Like we see this is a very early film for her, but you still kind of see the progression because like the two films that we're talking about, like you see just a big change, at least from my perspective, in how things worked out for her in these films. But I also wonder if too maybe she had a little more pushback and like she fought things. Like it still feels like Kathryn Bigelow's voice, but also I feel like there's some things that were like needed, like it needed more of mostly from the Ron Silver character. I think it would have been nice to see more of this, like what is it about Jamie Lee Curtis's character that he's seen, and yeah, it was just like that thing just really took me out of it. Like I loved the cinematography, was great. I was like really surprised about the cinematography. I was like it's very lit, so like it's meaning that you can tell it's lit. It's like you can tell
right,
you can, which is like kind of not what you want, like that, like going back to Roger Deakins, he likes to be like if you notice it, then I'm not doing my job kind of thing. And he likes to like make things seem very natural.
Right.
Whereas like this is like you see like these crazy shafts of light, and there's like all kinds of like and like way too much smoke being used. You know, it's like over smoked, which like I kind of like the stylized nature of it. You know, like you really tell that it's like the cinematographer is like really trying to like he's really lighting.
They're trying to make a movie.
Like
it's like a classic
like,
movie in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff, a lot of light that doesn't make sense, but it looks cool. You know what I mean? That's really like all this, which is fine. That's like, but and like I don't know, it lend well to the film. Also, we get Tom Sizemore, who is actually in both of these movies, which I didn't realize.
Cop in one,
little tiny Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
He plays both ends of the spectrum, right? Yeah. Just a little bit of Tom in there, but
you gotta have
overall, I still like enjoyed it. I still like it's not one of her strongest films, I will say that. But it is nice to see like she's like really trying things here, you know, like I mean, look at like she's did like Near Dark, which is like a crazy swing, you know what I mean?
Which is a horror classic. Like people love that movie.
Yeah. And then this is like kind of another swing into, and she kind of co-wrote it, and she's trying to like find, you know, her voice, as well as like trying to touch on like more feminist kind of ways of storytelling, and like that's why she's got this like protagonist who's a woman cop in this whole world, and there's all these like other things that women have had to deal with too, like no one's listening to her, no one's believing her,
nobody's believing her.
You know what I mean?
Or even the guy her friend tries to set her up with, right? Is
right.
Like, oh, you're a cop.
That scene
like,
killed me. He was like, "Let me ask you a question. You're beautiful. Why would you want to be a cop? What does that have to do with me being a cop?"
Yeah. Like,
I love how she's like, "Hey, I noticed your registration there, buddy. Like, lighten up."
I know. Yeah.
And it was funny because Clancy tells her to lighten up later in the story. So I found that.
There's actually a line in this movie that's also in Point Break where like it's almost like word for word, which I noticed, but we'll get to that in a second. Any other thoughts before I delve into my weird opinion of this movie?
I love it. Give it to us, Sniddy.
So I actually love the Ron Silver character in the sense that we don't know what his motivation is, but to me in the 80s or like late 80s, the fact that he's a stockbroker is all I needed. It's literally all I needed. Like,
he's already a narcissist.
This is a guy. He's a narcissist. He loves money, and he's trying to find this. Like, you see him. There's a couple scenes with him at the stock market where he's selling. In the first time you see him, he's like really into it. After he's done a killing, he's like not as into it, and he like stops being as into it because he doesn't get enough. And then we get to see that he starts to have the voices of the people that he's killed in his head, and he's telling them to stop. He starts to feel overly powerful. So like to me, the Ron Silver character
element, like of hearing those voices, like I was like, okay, let's go into that a little more. What is that about? But like we never really
we don't but that's like the 80s of it all, where they don't need to or didn't want to.
Right.
If this were made now, there'd be like another 15 minutes of like explaining his character
psychology behind it.
But I think that for me, just what I kind of, maybe I just filled this in for myself, but him in the supermarket, when the gun flies up and it lands beside him and he sees her blow the guy away, he's like, oh, that's a rush. It's a better rush than I'm getting at the stock market.
Oh, right.
Let me try this. And so he goes and do it. And we don't get to see his first kill even. We don't see his till his like third kill, like is the guy on the street that he kills, which I felt so bad for that guy.
Oh my gosh.
Like, dude.
And he was begging. He was like begging for his life, man. I was like, don't kill this man.
Yeah. And he had a wife at home, and you could tell, like, either that or he's just a sad librarian.
But I agree with you, Sniddy, because at first, like, here's the thing. This is so funny. This is why I love movies and why I love this podcast and we have these conversations. Because when Brian was speaking, I was like, I agree, because I had a moment while I was watching this movie where I was like, this don't make no sense. How just obsessed with her now? He just killing her now. And then as the movie kept going, he kind of like tells you why he's doing all of this, right? Like they show you like the psychosis, yes. but also he was like, you didn't blink when you killed him. Like, you get it. Like,
Right.
yeah. He saw himself in her in this moment,
or at least what he envisioned in himself, right?
Which is why he took the gun and was like, I need to feel what I know she felt. She felt something from this. And so like, I was on like one end of the spectrum. So I was like Bride for like half the movie, and then I was like Sniddy for the other half of the movie.
This is where my kind of take on it turns, because while I loved the setup and I like how it goes, eventually he becomes almost like a classic 80s villain, where it's like, how did you learn that? How did you outsmart the cops? How Clancy Brown is out on patrol. He's already looking after somebody. He's got other people, he's working with. How did he get snuck up on by this like freaking stock trader?
Yeah, that was my thing too.
Like, I was like, what? He hired
to jump on them.
A homeless lady to like, help with the gun and like throwing them. Like, I was just like, this guy, like, you're a stockbroker. I don't know stockbrokers is like, yeah, you're good at stocks, but are you cunning? Are you creative? Not so much. But
the internet doesn't
Ron
exist.
Silver,
So it's like,
right. Where's he getting this? Does he have Encyclopedia Britannica? Like, where's he figuring this all out? And we don't know, but again, we don't know what his true background is, just what he does for a living. He also has a hell of a lawyer. Obviously, he can afford like the best lawyer in.
But think about it too. He's a stock trader, and he's like arrogant. Of course, he has a good lawyer. Of course, he's going to, of course, he's going to be able to get away with things and. Like but it also felt like he was like reading her mind at times, right? Because it's like he just knew she would show up at places she would, or he was leaving the breadcrumbs for her to show up, so that when she did get there, it's like, why did you do this? Why did this happen? Like, I'm getting tired of this type of thing. So like he was planting like little seeds, because something tells me that like he's been watching her since the supermarket. Because how did he find her at the cab? He's been watching her. He might have just followed her, like left the room or left the supermarket and then followed her after that. Yeah, I think he's been following her since the supermarket. So I think like, even though they don't show that to us, because it's like, how do you just pop up and just find her? Like, how do you know her name is Megan? Like, her name ain't in the papers. They're not showing us anything in the papers. Like, you've been following this chick since you saw her in the supermarket. And so like, that's where I feel bad for her, because she was like liking him and going on like helicopter rides, and she's like, this is the way he
charmed her into the cab.
Well, he's like, I mean, he's grooming her, right? He's absolutely doing all these things to like get her comfortable.
He hit her with the double whammy. She was like, you want to come in? And he was like, next time. I would have been like, oh, he's perfect.
Oh, he must be a nice guy, right?
Right.
I was like,
he respects me.
You feel me, Brian? I'm like, I don't trust nobody now. I trust
I got that feeling as well. This did almost go to the Michael Myers level. Actually, I think Michael Myers was easier to kill in Halloween than maybe Eugene was. Ron Silver, though, I don't know where he went. I kind of need to look him up, but
I know
I always remember him from Time Cop as the bad guy as well. So like, he's in this era, he played a bad guy and he played him well. Like this is a psycho character. And I was like, is this method, or did you have to stretch very far to get to this? Like, because it felt like he was
preparing for Time Cop at this moment,
right? Because Time Cop, he plays a very similar character, not nearly a psycho, but very self-indulgent, very selfish.
Crazy, going crazy with the arms. I said, this man, which is why when he choked her up, it was quite believable, because he worked his arms out. He choked her up, so crazy.
Oh, he passed away in 2009. Oh no. Okay, well.
Rest in peace, Ryan Silver.
Those are the two movies I remember him from the most. This, because we just watched it and then Time Cop. Right. Well, he did great. He did great in this. I did not expect I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kathryn Bigelow, cool. Okay, star. Like it just, just kept coming out of the woodwork. I was like, everybody in this movie is famous. Like everyone, except maybe the homeless lady. Like that was like the one person that was.
You never know. Clean her
up.
Her
mom, Nurse Ratched, like her dad, like all of them. It was weird.
Yeah, everybody.
So like I think for me the movie like started out really strong because the premise was really interesting, and then it started to taper off as it went for me. So
no, I get that.
Not her strongest performance, as we've said, but not her worst that I've seen either. So, which I always forget she did Strange Days, which is such an underrated, weird film.
I know.
Definitely a millennium film. That you should all watch.
That's the thing, like that I like. Why I like admire Kathryn Bigelow is because she's tried these like various swings in her filmography. She's really try to go for things like strange and like they sometimes hit. Like Blue Steel didn't necessarily hit with a lot of people, and then she goes and makes Point Break, which we'll talk about.
Which the sheer number of men that have no idea that a woman directed their favorite action movie is hilarious to me.
It's insane. I know. I'm like, how do you not? Yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, why don't we rate this one? Unless you guys have any other thoughts.
No.
I can't think of anything else. There were a lot of like
moments
in this movie. A lot of slow-mo, bringing the gun.
A lot of
revolvers.
Up like this for some reason.
Right.
It's like, no, that's not how you're supposed to do
You're
it.
going to just
Anyway,
bring it up.
Also,
right?
It's like out. Yeah. Anyway.
I need women.
Exactly. It's dramatic. Like, yeah.
I need women to do better as a whole. Okay. If you are a cop and a man has you up against a wall and he kisses you and then he tells you to pull your gun out and point it at you, there's something wrong. There's flags.
You might want to pull the trigger too.
I'm just saying, there's a couple of red flags there. I felt like he was doing a lot of red flaggy things. And she was just like, he's being sweet. He's just being coy. No, honey.
Yeah.
Run.
They did a good job of showing, like, hiding how short he was because he was actually shorter than her. So
I think she's pretty tall too.
Yeah,
so.
I think she's like 5'8", 5'9", but he was shorter than that because in the scene when they're in her parents' house, like you can see,
totally,
like, noticeably shorter. I was like, hey, Ron pulled it off. All right, let's rate it. Lala, what do you rate Blue Steel?
I give it a solid 7. I'm not mad at it. I would watch it again. Yeah,
there you go.
I'm not mad at it.
Why did my headset die?
Uh-oh.
Terrible. Brian, what do you rate?
Can he not hear us now?
I have no headset. I cannot.
Oh no. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm with you. Lots of 7.
See, I'm the new Bean. We out here matching and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah.
We're on. I have a feeling Sniddy's going to give you.
It's going to be. It's a 6.5.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll say.
Yeah.
Or he'll go.
Can you hear us, Sniddy? Or is it? Oh, it's connecting. No, it's connecting. Of course not. That's
why I always charge mine before the show.
See, smart man. See, everybody be like all the movie things and make sure your things are charged up. That's right. Okay, or have a cord like me. I ain't never got to worry about stuff charging.
Yeah, I know, but it's weird because these headsets, like it's Apple. I'm sorry, Apple. Your newest headsets suck really bad. Dang. They don't connect to anything that isn't Apple very well for very long. So anyway, it is connected. It's got a full charge. There's nothing
full Apple ecosystem, so I don't have a problem.
That's why. Yeah, I'm using a PC. So quick, what did you rate it, La?
7.
7.
7.
7. I don't know if I want to give it a 7. I want to give it a 6. I think that it's
called it.
It's a good.
We were guessing while you were connecting.
And that's fair. It's good, but I will never watch this movie ever again. Like, and that's kind of where my threshold is. If it's a 7, I might watch it again. Yeah. So not that I think it's a bad movie. If you like Jamie Lee Curtis, if you like Kathryn Bigelow, if you like Ron Silver, or Clancy Brown, like watch this.
I think it's a strong Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah, this is way better than a lot of roles before this. Like, I don't like acting like dialed in more on this one. So I just think that I don't know. There are a few things.
Understood.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move on to Point Break, the good one, as Brian said.
The good one.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, and before we get into the trivia, if you think about Point Break, just remember they remade it in 2001 and called it Fast and the Furious. It's the same movie, almost exactly.
I don't agree.
Oh, I'll break it down for you. Like it's big.
I get it.
I mean, I get it with him being like an undercover cop and all that kind of stuff.
And he has
I get it, but here's the thing: they were surfers, and then in Fast and the Furious, they were bootlegging DVDs. It's totally different.
They were both robbing people.
Totally different.
Right,
they didn't start robbing people into the second one.
There's an element too of like, Brian, who in Fast and Furious connects with,
the inside group of the inside group.
Well, like as far as like a romantic relationship too, there's it's like a sister. It's not like an ex. Where this one, it's an ex of Bodhi's.
Right, but she's now as an ex. She's more like a sister to the group.
She's still connected to the as to the larger.
But
group.
It's like. In Point Break, he kind of fell into it, not even knowing that was a crew he was looking for. Whereas Brian knew that this was a crew that he was looking for.
That's a fair point. Okay, there's one difference.
I gotta be the contrarian. I'm sorry, guys.
Now, Brian, we've seen this a lot.
Oh yeah, I like
a lot of. Yeah.
I own it. Yeah, I've seen it. So many
I own
times.
it now too, though. So yeah.
Yes,
Nice. I love it. But because Law has not seen it, I really do want to get your take because
yeah,
I really do.
That Keanu thumb is crazy. That was great.
This movie, my wife watched it 20 years ago with me, and she was like, that was okay. And then I made her watch it today, and she was like, okay, dude, you're right. And I'm like, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it because it was like bad. Yeah. Just because it was an action movie. Like there's more to it. So, Law, what do you think?
Let me do some trivia first.
Trivia.
Oh yes.
Okay.
It's good with everybody. It's not just
we're back to our regular scheduled programming.
There you go.
It's not just you, Janine. It's all us black girls. I'm just saying. I'm kidding. I had to. It was right there, and I couldn't bypass it. Listen, anybody that's listening, I love Mr. Snidbits. Okay, that's my Sniddy. Don't do it.
My Sniddy. All right.
Yes. Production began under the working title Johnny Utah after Keanu Reeves is cast.
Nice.
I actually love that name. By the way,
what a name.
I love that name.
All the character names in this are like.
I'm using
iconic.
Johnny Utah on something. When Patrick Swayze joined, the studio briefly renamed it Riders on the Storm. But producers dropped both titles for lacking ties to surfing. About halfway through filming, they settled on Point Break, a surfing term for a wave that breaks against a point of land or rock, creating the long, consistent, predictable ride surfers love.
Nice.
Patrick Swayze performed many of his own surfing stunts. He refused a stunt double for most surfing scenes, consistent with his practice of performing his own fight choreography and driving stunts in previous films. For the most technically demanding wave sequences, including the final 50-year storm scene, professional surfers Derek Dorner and Matt Archibald served as his stunt doubles. I don't blame him. I'm not dying for that. Like, I'll do the other stuff, like the little ones and stuff, but
was filmed in Oregon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be Australia. It's like Cannon Beach.
Cannon Beach.
Yeah. Patrick Swayze, who participated in skydiving as a hobby, was told to stop for insurance purposes once production began. Producers coaxed him into the agreement with the promise of letting the star do one actual skydive on screen.
Which he did a bunch of.
I was going to say, like, you could tell it's Patrick Swayze.
You can tell in the surfing scenes and in those scenes.
Right, that is him.
With Keanu and
there's some like wide shots out there.
Or they're like totally backlit and you can see just a silhouette.
Exactly. Yep.
So
the uncut shot of Bodhi yelling "Adios, amigo" and falling from the plane features Swayze actually making a jump. Unbeknownst to the producers, when not on the day's call sheet, Swayze and others would occasionally run out to an airport and go skydiving anyway.
He was like totally embodying this character.
Yeah,
already. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I love it. He's literally Bodhi, like in.
I was gonna say embodying this character.
Really wow, that's a great one. I think Tyler would have loved that one.
Tyler would have loved it. That was a Tyler moment.
Second unit director and stunt coordinator Glenn R. Wilder held fight training sessions for the cast on weekends because director Kathryn Bigelow wanted the actors to do their own fights on screen without stuntmen. Anthony Kiedis was allegedly the only cast member to miss this training, so Wilder had his character knocked out with one punch during the fight scene, the first fight sequence in the movie. 20th Century Fox.
A waste of time.
20th Century Fox had made plans for a sequel to the film to be released in the summer of 1993. In fact, a script had been written and was in pre-production. Despite the film grossing $90 million worldwide, the studio decided to scrap the project.
Good.
Because my question is, what would the sequel be? Like, you would just redo this one. Like, Bodhi's dead. Like, what are we doing?
Everybody's dead.
Except for old girl.
Utah and Tyler are alive, and that's it.
The backstory for the character Johnny Utah involves a knee injury that ends a collegiate football career. Keanu Reeves was a successful high school hockey goaltender in Toronto and earned the nickname The Wall. A knee injury prevented Reeves from pursuing a professional hockey career before he entered the acting profession.
Also, Bigelow fought hard for him.
For him.
Yeah.
Listen, usually when a director fights hard for it, it becomes one of the great movies like Iron Man. So I'm just saying, like you fight for somebody, it's like you have such, you know that this person will fit the role.
And this is like his first action film too. Like
it was his first action film.
Yeah. Last trivia: Patrick Swayze suffered a severe knee injury during a football game in his senior year of high school. The injury required multiple surgeries and led Swayze to focus on dance and gymnastics as physical therapy. This chronic condition worsened during the production of Point Break, requiring Swayze to have his knee drained of fluid daily.
Oh God!
So wait, so all the jokes about the knee, Swayze was already going through that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So,
But that's our trivia for Point Break.
All right.
Nice.
So what'd you think? I've seen this movie like 40 times. Like I've seen
this is my first ever time seeing Point Break. Mind you, I've seen clips because I've seen
it's one of those. It's like in the lexicon.
I've seen like clips, and what's my girl name? Lori Petty. Love me some Lori Petty. Okay. This was one of those movies that was on my list to watch because I love Lori Petty so much. So I was like, and I love me some Keanu Reeves because Ogle Nation, baby. Okay. I enjoyed this. I think 15 to 20 minutes could have been cut out of this film. If I'm being totally honest. Like if I'm being totally honest. I was like, this film should not be 2 hours just for him to die at the end and then you throw your badge into the sea. I was like, what are we doing for 2 hours? But that withstanding, I thought this was acted well. I thought it was paced pretty good, even though I feel like 20 minutes, like 15, 20 minutes gonna be cut. But I still feel like
what would you cut?
Well. Honestly, I would cut the skydiving scene. If I'm being totally honest.
Oh no.
Not the one
not
where
the final one. You're talking about
the final one.
I'm
not talking about the final one. I'm talking about the one where they just lead him to the van and be like, "We got her hostage." I felt like that was unnecessary. I don't feel like that was needed, but obviously that was put in for Swayze, so that makes sense. So but I feel like that could have got cut. I would have kind of cut the scenes between him and Lori Petty just a little bit short, but I digress. I enjoyed them, but I still digress. Like I don't like 2 hours was I was like God damn. But anyway, I enjoyed this film. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. Patrick Swayze was looking amazing in this film, might I add. Gotta throw him on that Ugo Nation too. May he rest in peace.
Almost 20 years.
Mind you, I was blinking every 2 seconds and seeing like Sniddy was doing it in Blue Steel.
Right.
I was like famous.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's so many people in this movie too.
I was just going everywhere. I had a lot of fun with this film. I like surfer movies. Oddly, I don't know where that came from in my film background, but I
Three
like
Ninjas,
surfer.
maybe 3 Surf Ninjas or something.
Sir, impossible.
Let's surf ninjas.
Surf Ninjas, sorry, not
Yes.
Three
I knew
Ninjas
what
surfing.
I knew what he meant.
Yeah.
I knew what he meant.
Right.
Because like maybe that's what it is, and I just because I grew up on surf ninjas, so that could be a thing. But like I thought this film.
I mean,
was
the
fun.
90s there was like a surfing thing in movies. Like there were so many
things,
surfing elements in movies. Like
and then like in the early 2000s, I think like Johnny Tsunami came out and stuff. So it was like just more like stuff like on Disney Channel. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like Janine said, like Gary Busey, I love Gary Busey. I don't think he gets enough like recognition for what he did in film. I know that like everybody wants to talk about him because like he kind of like lost his mind and like went crazy.
He's off the deep end now.
But dude is a phenomenal actor. I don't think I've seen anything he was in, and I was like, nah, he phoned it in on this time.
Have you seen Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like
so he plays the drug lord, and then this,
I enjoy Gary Busey. I think he's like a very like, to me, he's like the past generations like Nick Cage.
See, I think he's just a fun Nick Nolte, is what I thought.
You know, like I feel like
I can see him as Nick. Yeah, Nick Nolte's very dramatic.
I can see that too.
And then,
But I feel like he has like that crazy like. That bright-eyed, crazy, like the Nick Cage kind of has like every movie, like like type of thing. Yeah. That energy.
He's unpredictable.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I loved his relationship, like Janine said, like with Keanu. I was so sad when he died. I was like, but no, they understand each other. I was like, no, I was like so heartbroken.
But that wasn't his kindred spirit, anyway.
You know what, Sniddy, go away. I love their their connection. I like Lori Petty. I think she's such a subtle, beautiful actor, and like she's so believable when she opens her mouth and speaks. Like I just love what she does. I love the subtleties of him figuring out that like I've been a part of this crew this entire time. I love him being like, but I will say, when they went to that other place, to like bust the people that he thought was like a part of it, and then Tom Sizemore's character come in and he's like, 3 months I've been working on this. Okay, so why didn't nobody tell us? Y'all knew like.
I mean, they're different agencies too. Like he was DEA.
In Deep Cover, you're gonna talk to your contact one person, literally one person, once a month.
Also, I just felt like I really just felt like there was a chain missing somewhere because like my thing is like. Y'all saw. Like, I know y'all saw me.
Somebody else.
I know y'all saw me somewhere around here or something. Y'all, like if y'all been surveilling them and we were surveilling them, y'all should have seen us to be like.
Right.
No, see, but I think this is the difference between light cover, which is what Utah was doing, and deep cover, which is what Sizemore's character.
Yeah.
Very true, but still, Sizemore's deep cover. He should be like. He should know. If there's a like somebody watching the house, like he should know as a fellow cop that like
he should know what to look for.
You should know, but I digress because this is a 90s movie. They just do what they do. But my
I
brain
love when
still
he
like
when they come through the door at him, he's like, whoa, he's like trying to tell them don't tackle me. I'm a cop. But
I'm just like, but I love like the turns in this movie. I love that like Bodhi is like, I know how to handle him, which he does not like, but he kind of did at the same time. Like they are in a way. For lack of a better phrase, kindred spirits. Oh my God,
they are.
Like, but because they kind of are, because like even like Lori Petty's character could see like that Keanu's character like was what needed something. Like you're hiding something. You're yearning for something, right?
Well, she could feel like when she first met him, he was all like serious and just
she could feel the cop without knowing it was a cop.
And then almost after him surfing, he felt like
like and then like actually surfing, not just falling, but actually feeling that wave and riding that wave. And so you saw him kind of like
went back to it. She picked up on it again.
She picked up on it exactly. Like once he figured it out that like the crew that I'm like loving is the crew that's the ones that's doing all these things. Like I enjoyed this, and like y'all bringing up that it's kind of like Fast and the Furious is like not lost on me, but I still feel like this was like a fun film, especially for the time that it was in. I felt like it was directed beautifully. Like the shots in this like when they were surfing were such great like shots, like them just hanging out in the water and the sun setting in the background and just like the glint. Like it was like such like beautiful shots, beautiful moments, beautiful acting. I will never get off this hill that it could have been shaved a couple of bits, but overall, I thought Point Break was like, I see the hype for Point Break.
You see why we wanted you to see it now.
Yeah, like I see the hype for Point Break. I felt like this was such a great transition for Keanu and such a great acting role for Patrick Swayze, because I'm used to Patrick Swayze just Dirty Dancing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
totally. Yeah,
I grew up on Dirty Dancing.
But we gotta see. But if you see Roadhouse, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Like,
and I've never seen Roadhouse.
Yeah, watch Roadhouse.
And I've never seen Roadhouse.
Very light.
And I see him in
feminine.
Got you. Because I see him in Ghost, and you're like, okay,
right.
Ghost. I didn't know he had
light and feminine.
I didn't know he had Bodhi. I didn't know he had Bodhi in him. You know what I'm saying?
Bodhi's almost like a combination of both of those sides of him, because he's very spiritual, in this movie. But then he's like,
are you going to start chanting?
Yeah, but but he's got that like masculine, like tough guy part.
But Bigelow gives us the female gaze on these men who are not overly. The big macho men are kind of scumbags in this movie,
and she did it in a way that it wasn't like exploitative, and she and she did it for the women. Like Lori Petty changing her clothes the way she did was super sexy, but not in a way that it was like
exactly.
Even when
it's real too,
and it's real.
It's not. They don't like focus in on breasts. It's like you see the breast because it's going by, not because it's like
exactly. Or like when her and Keanu are in the bed, and she's like, obviously she has no top on, and he's just like
no L-shaped sheet, right? An actual straight sheet.
Yes. It was such a good like scene. It showed like his tenderness to her, like her being comfortable with him, and it was like a great scene. And it was like it showed skin, but it wasn't like overly done. I like big ups to Kathryn Bigelow, and like I enjoyed Point Break. It was good.
All right. So Brian,
Yes.
Just go off. Let's hear it.
Point Break, man. I don't know. Like, yeah. I could talk about this movie forever. I love it so much. It's just like it is like
We could break
it's
it down
such
scene
a.
by scene, even. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
mean, yeah, no, like, it's such a vibe. Like it's like we talk about like the like vibes so much nowadays, but like this movie is such a vibe. It's such a like it's so unique in that way too, where but it still like falls within like like we said, it feels very much like a 90s movie, but it's also like its own thing. I mean, it's like there's no other movie like it, really. I mean, we talk about like like if like Fast and Furious wouldn't happen if this movie didn't exist, but also like we probably wouldn't get Speed. We probably wouldn't have Keanu and Speed. If we didn't have
or John Wick
Keanu
for
in
that
this
matter.
movie. Yeah, or exactly.
The
like,
Matrix.
all these
Yeah,
elements,
anything.
and yeah, it's just like I love it so much. Like I could say so much about it, but also like have too much to say about it where I can't like get my thoughts together. But it's just one of those movies for me where it's like no matter how many times I've seen it, every time I'm gonna enjoy it, and it's just like a great watch. I'm always gonna be like locked in to it, no matter how many times. Like it's one of those things where it's like if it came on, just randomly somewhere, I would be like, oh yeah, I gotta watch this. And like the dialogue is so
that we're halfway through, right?
Yeah, like Keanu's dialogue and everything, and his delivery is so like iconic. Like it's kind of where we get like the whole Keanu kind of like how Keanu says "whoa" in like the Matrix, whatever. It's like a lot of that comes from this too. I think he's so like bruh, like
especially when they're collecting the hair.
When they're collecting the hair, I was like, he was so Keanu in this moment. He was like, got it, bro.
Good. It was like,
got it, bro.
I was like, that is so Keanu.
Like, it's so good. Yeah. I mean, and Keanu does such a good job of this. I mean, it's like he's got a lot of charm in this movie, and there's like, I mean, like even that little element where he's like does a thumbs up in the rain and everything's coming down on him. He's like, and I don't know, he's a good looking dude anyway, but he looks like extra good in this movie. It's just like, man, stop it. Like, all right.
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
When the hair is longer. I said,
hair a little longer.
Which has to be the first scene they shot. Has to be. Because that is his hair.
Right.
And Patrick's got short hair, which means that whole mullet thing is a wig. So
yeah, like possible. For sure. Yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, like it's just paced really well. Everyone's performance is so iconic. There's so many like great lines in it, Vaya con Dios. Like, no, who says that? Like, like it's such
give me two.
Yeah. Give me two. That whole thing. I mean, I even like made a silly like t-shirt design in my like TeePublic store. That's a a Johnny Utah shirt, but there's just so many great things about it. It's a solid outing from Kathryn Bigelow. Like I love that she directed this like this action male. It's a male, very male heavy, macho kind of movie, but also doesn't come off like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or something like that, where it's just like too much testosterone, what I mean? Like this is like dialed down a little bit, and it's like there's like this element of spirituality and connection and all these kind of things like these like surfers have, and there's that whole like Janine actually talked about this in she did a little video about it, and she did so I'm gonna botch your review, Janine. I'm sorry, but but she like made a good point about how it's like, and to your point too, Sniddy, like Kathryn Bigelow has this women specific perspective of like really touching these two characters of Bodhi and Johnny, and more of this like them really connecting on a different level, not just this like machismo man kind of like connecting through.
Yeah, but they connected
surfing.
On like a deeper, like a
exactly.
brother.
Yeah, there's this whole other element.
They're brothers. They just met in
there's
a
brothers. Yeah,
way.
And the whole like there's this whole more greater philosophical thing about like them surfing and them doing what they do and just like being just riding that wave. It's like this whole metaphor for their life. You know what I mean? Just like looking for the next kind of thing. And which I don't think if you got another director to do it, I don't think it would have been
I agree.
the same.
No.
Which I think, which I've never seen the remake, and I never will.
I won't
but
watch it.
I haven't.
I low-key want to watch it for you.
I have an inkling that it's gonna that's part of why I didn't do so well.
It's gonna miss that,
here's
which
the
is
thing.
nice.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it for
Like,
y'all, so y'all don't
Yes,
sully y'all
do that.
memories
Thank you.
of this.
Because
I think whoever remade it was like, "Oh, we need to do extreme sports,"
Yeah.
and I'm like,
we need
"That's
more.
not
Yeah.
what Point Break was like.
Yeah,
extreme
no.
sports were a backdrop to the larger
exactly.
thing.
And even though surfing is an extreme sport, surfers don't look at it like some of them do because they do compete, but they still look at it as like a very like spiritual, like very calm, like type of
that together.
Yeah, so like
you don't
be
need
in like
eyes.
motocross and
feel the ocean, right?
Yeah.
In order to. And I think the skydiving scenes lend to more like the robbery scenes, like it's all a rush rather than
and they're not about like violence either. Like they don't want to kill people because like that bank robbery that goes wrong at the end, they're like, oh shit, like this is like they don't want to like actually shoot their weapons, you know, like
you can even see Bodhi's reaction to killing him. He didn't
totally.
like
they're like no. And
but it's like you done killed all my people, so I ain't got no choice.
It's like I know. Yeah, so and like the reactions to like the guys that are injured, you know, his crew, they're like, oh my god, like I can't believe this is
I'm about to
happening.
die.
Like, they're so
I'm
scared, like you know what I mean? Like this is not what they like.
But see, if Bodhi didn't go to the vault though, they would have been out.
I know.
Yeah.
See, I think my thought is that Bodhi almost passes the torch to Utah for the spirituality because Bodhi forgets himself, starts to get hubris, and gets to a point where he's even leaving his friends behind. And yes, when he leaves the short-haired guy, the guy that plays LBJ, behind at the airport, he takes a second and looks back. But when he leaves Roach, he never even looks back. He just goes for the money, and it's like he becomes this whole other monster.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think Utah had to take him down. Had Bodhi still had had they just gotten the bank robbery, left Utah there and left, maybe let the guy go. Like me and my wife were talking about this. Like we like these guys. We would want to hang out with these guys.
Yeah, right.
They're cool, and it's hard to hate cool bad guys like this. It's not like Thanos. Cool. Like quite literally, these are chill people that you could.
Yeah, that was another element too. I think if we get someone else directing it, we wouldn't get that either. You know, like these guys aren't like they're robbing banks. Yeah, like. They're not like really hurting anyone. You know what I mean? Like it's
they're bad guys with a heart of gold.
Yeah, it's like they're very likable.
What's a little robbery every summer?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like what are you?
It's only 4 months. They're not even doing it all year.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just during the summer. Like or not even during the summer. Like, yeah. But also the funny thing, this random things always pop up when I watch these movies is like there was like a shitload of people in these banks. Like we were using banks way more back then. Like it's so funny
on that note, actually,
those banks are.
And banks were huge back in the day.
We don't need them to be as big now. We don't have as much cash laying around as we used to. One of the things we looked up right away when my wife looked up was that the accuracy of this film is actually wild. Like most of it is pretty realistic, and other than maybe my favorite scene with the flamethrower gas station scene.
Oh yeah, that's
like
cool.
That is like when I saw this when I was 14, I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't anybody do that, but how amazing. But the bank robbery stuff in LA at the time, 100% true. Literally was the bank robbery capital of the world. I think that a lot of people's misconceptions about Californians came from movies like this.
Totally,
They get this idea like, oh, they're all surfers and they're all idiots.
They're all blonde and stupid and tan. So they just don't know anything.
Bro.
Can we just real quick before Sniddy gets to his review? I forgot to bring up. I love the tracking shot when they were running throughout that whole scene.
I was gonna
the chase.
So that's perfect.
I love that chase. Like it was like it went through like small passages, big ones, and I love that because I think Bodhi
they're going through people's houses.
Going through people's houses.
Like Jesus
like,
Christ.
I think
terrified.
Bodhi makes this comment. He makes this comment to Johnny Utah, or either Johnny Utah or like to Lori Petty's character, but he makes this comment
Right.
and he goes like, he's like, I can see. No, he makes it to Utah because he got into the fight, that little fighting scene, and then Bodhi comes and is like, hey, step off or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's
right.
like,
Yeah.
and he's
That's after
like,
those guys.
he
Yeah.
was like, man, you crazy. Like, you don't back down. You just kind of like go for it. And then
Yeah.
when we get into that tracking shot, when they're all like, when they're running and he's trying to catch him and everything, I kind of giggled a little bit twice in that scene because I was like, this has to be a comedy because this is hilarious. Like he closes the door, then he locks it. I said, what are we doing?
Yeah. Like
I
totally.
said, what are we doing?
I
But
mean,
again,
But Utah comes with a chair.
Utah-
Utah does
Yeah.
not, he does not hesitate, which
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that that's like a callback to what he saw in
Yeah.
me. He does not hesitate. He automatically gets someone, throws it through the thing, and then
there's
I love
also
it
the
when
greater
they,
element of
when they
like,
run through the thing and he throws a dog at him and he
Yeah.
Oh
picks
my
the
God,
dog
I
and he
know.
kicks the dog and the dog goes, "Arr!" And I was like, what are
Yeah.
we doing in this movie? But I
Yeah.
loved it. Okay, we'll continue.
well,
What were you
like
saying,
also the greater element of like this whole sequence, we know who the bank robbers are.
Right.
Johnny doesn't still. He's blew his whole cover now. with these guys.
Absolutely.
And
Assuming
you're
that
like,
what he
Jesus
saw Bodhi
Christ, like,
do. Right.
yeah, that's like,
Right.
oh my God. So we have
That
no
irked
idea.
me too because
I
part of me
think
was
he
like,
definitely
did he
knows.
realize?
It's
I
like-
was like, did he realize that? I was like, did he realize this? I was like,
No, I
like,
think
he
he
had
does,
the
especially when he's staring at him. That's why he doesn't shoot him. If he
Yeah.
didn't think it was
Yeah.
Bodhi, he wouldn't have shot him, right? If he thought it was
Right.
just some
but
other
then
guy.
it didn't make sense that he kept going. He went back to them. I said, bro, they know it's
No,
you.
so
Like, why would you-
I kind of, this is the whole, like you were talking about the skydiving scene, and I think that all of what we just talked about ties directly to that skydiving scene because
Yeah.
the moment where Utah is staring Bodhi down while he's staring back on the fence in the LA River, to me, they still have that brotherly connection, and that's why Utah's like, shit, I cannot kill this guy, and that's why Bodhi was like, I got to share more of what I do with you before showing you the bad, and that's why that scene is so crucial because it showed that the five of them in a way were kind of kindred spirits and brothers, kind of whole, and we needed more of Bodhi explaining it to him by showing him, I guess.
I think too.
that
Also,
scene is
it's
so crucial.
It's also an unpredictable thing because we don't really know because he just suddenly brings Johnny out. You know, we don't know like, oh, like what is he going to
Does he
do in this
know?
skydiving thing? Like what is there an ulterior motive for him to do this? So there's that element too. I think that's part of like this dual thing where like character wise, he's got to show him more of what's going on with this crew and this like spiritual side of him. But also it's like, but is there another thing? Like, is there something like this could potentially go very wrong, basically.
Right.
Like,
And I think the parachute moment when they're still in the plane is them kind of
that
trying
whole
to show you,
switcheroo,
we
like
know who you are without saying we know who you are. Because they end up giving him back the same damn parachute for the guy from the beginning, and you're just like, oh God, this is ridiculous. And then going to more to what you were saying, La, about Utah and how he has that cutting edge, grabs a gun, jumps the fuck out of the airplane.
Yes.
No hesitation.
But see, I like
will
that
not
scene.
stop. Like,
I
yeah,
like that
that's-
scene. He was like, and he knew he was going to do it, which is why he banged on the, like, he's like, oh, and he grabbed the gun and just hopped in, which I love that he's that type of character, right? I love, and I also look at it from a different, like, because it's like in the gaze of like a woman, I kind of look at it more like I look at softer moments or like what could be underneath a character. And for me, it felt like Keanu's character, like Utah, finally found like some peace and finally found some people he could relate to, only to find out that now I got to take y'all to jail, y'all all dead, or however it is.
Right.
And how you find the love of your life amongst criminals.
Going to law school, he would have become a bank robber. I'm convinced.
Right.
I'm really convinced of it because he got this, Quantico kind of got him thinking, the law, we got to do it this way. There's one other element that I wanted to bring up, and this is the subtlety that Kathryn Bigelow can bring to films. It's in the same sequence you're talking about, that tracking shot where they follow him through all the houses. John Utah's running after him with his gun, and he literally holsters his gun before he starts going down alleyways. And while most people probably wouldn't even see that, I'm like, that is so important. Like, he could kill someone, he could accidentally shoot himself, he could kill, he could lose his firearm. So the fact that he holstered it was just, again, another element of slight realism. And I don't find any element of this movie unrealistic. I find every moment very realistic. So yeah. That's my take on it. Watch this movie every year, and if you don't,
pretty much. I mean, I do.
We will find
I do
you.
pretty much
So, yeah.
We will
every year.
find you. Exactly.
Yeah.
I really do. I watch it so, like I said, 40 times, which means about once a year since.
Yeah.
There were years where I watched it like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, there's a bit. Yeah. It wasn't like steady routine. Like Speed was like that for me, where like I would come home from school and just pop Speed in. Like every
I don't
day.
think I've
It was
seen
insane.
Speed since it originally
Okay.
released.
Oh man. Oh my
Oh,
god.
you had me scared for a minute. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No. I've seen
seen
Speed.
it.
Is La
Okay.
La,
I've seen Speed, but I don't think I've seen it since it originally came out.
Oh,
Absolutely, John C. McGinley's character deserved that
Oh, yeah,
punch.
John C.
When he got laid out.
He always plays one of those characters too, right? Like he's always
He's
just a
good.
very
Yeah,
punchable.
he does.
Really
Because that's
in
his
this role.
that's
like,
his whole character in Scrubs. He's even more beefy
Oh, yeah.
in Scrubs, though. Like he's like that's his whole character in Scrubs. I will say though, I like how this film opened up in the sense of like when we see Utah's character get to the
Mhm.
come out of Quantico, get to the FBI, all that kind of thing. Like it's so fast paced. You can feel how like they're moving. You can feel the anticipation. I love how it is time for a speed rewatch. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the motion that it was going. I love that he's handing stuff to people. I love that it felt very natural. Like it didn't feel like Kathryn was like, okay, then you're gonna hand it to her. Then you're gonna keep walking, which is probably what she did, but they made it like flow so nicely. And I like that Keanu could keep up with John C. McGinley because he's a
Yeah, the
fast
whole
talker.
thing
He's
is pretty
quick,
good.
he's punchy, he's
He
like
grabs a donut.
like he's
love that.
I love
Totally
that.
against
I
everything you just
love
said. Yeah.
Again,
I love how
subtleties.
spicy.
Yeah.
I love how
Little
spicy
subtleties.
his character is because like he already because it kind of felt, and it's just funny that Kathryn Bigelow directed 2 movies where like people are rookies, kind of like coming to their
I love
first part of
that.
their
Rookie
job,
cops,
Yeah.
like 2 rookie cops like coming to their job.
Yeah.
But I love that like even in Point Break, he's dealing with a little misogyny a little bit because or like some prejudice because he's like a younger kid. And
Yeah,
they're
no,
like
if you're green and you're coming out
Right.
of
Yeah, I mean
And
Gary
it's like-
Busey says similar things when he's getting ready to like
right.
I love
hold
that.
water. Like,
But I
yeah.
love that he's like, I love that he
Oh,
doesn't back
quarterback
down.
punk.
I love that he
Mhm.
takes everything on the chin and he
Mhm.
gives it as much as it's given to
Yeah.
him. And I love that about his character. So I was like, okay,
Yeah, Utah's a
Utah,
great-
I think you got
Yeah,
me locked
it's good.
in right now, sir. I think
Like
I
people will
you.
complain about Keanu Reeves acting, and I'm like, but you're missing the point. This is what he was built to do. This
Right.
is the kind of role he was made to do. This
Mhm.
Neo, John Wick, but then you get him
Yeah.
doing like Jonathan Harker and Dracula. You're like,
Right.
maybe
right.
somebody else could have been cast to make this movie just a little bit more. Not
Yeah.
that it's not an amazing.
But I
film.
like him like him branching out and having fun and doing
Yeah.
different things,
No, for
right?
sure.
Agreed.
Because we
Because he's
wouldn't
done
get
it all.
the
Yeah.
point breaks or the
No.
or any of these
'Cause,
things
like,
without him kind of branching
just-
out and trying new
Any
things.
asshole can be a father. Like,
Well, like I recently watched that movie where he plays an angel, and he's
Oh, okay.
so good in that. Yeah, he's really.
I wanted
great
to
in
see that,
movie.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
and
that's
very
really
different than other roles.
good. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
I like that.
Because I mean, if you didn't murder people for like 4 or 5 films, what else? You could be an angel.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
know?
be.
Yeah,
you
not-
gotta take a
Not
break.
a lot of dialogue in those murder movies either. Like
You
he's
know,
just
No.
You were already an angel of death. You might as well just be an angel.
Which I
somewhere.
Yeah.
actually love that Point Break is almost like a flash forward to Keanu training for all of the John Wick movies because that kind of
Mhm.
sequence
Right.
he was doing is literally what he was
Yeah.
doing to train for those films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the first thing I said when I saw him shoot a gun. I was like, oh, so he just been shooting guns for a minute now. I was like, oh, okay. He just been.
Well, you
Because
got to remember
me,
he also
I grew up
shot
on
guns
Bill
in a
and
computer
Ted.
sequence. Like
So-
he got really good digitally.
Yeah, I grew up on Surfer like Keanu, not this Surfer Keanu, but I grew up on like Bill and
Yeah.
Ted. Like I grew up on that.
Yeah,
Parenthood. Yeah.
You know, that type of Keanu. So like to see him
Mhm.
kind of like in a way play like a straight man in a way, like or like he had his moments, but he's very like focused. Like he's playing like this.
He's not. He
focused-
doesn't do drugs. He doesn't.
Right, he doesn't do drugs.
Yeah.
He's not like
Yeah.
wide-eyed. He's not like, oh, somebody, I don't know what. Like, he's very focused. He's smart. He's quippy. He's like got a little sass to him. You know, it was just nice to see like Keanu kind of be in a different space because anytime after that I've seen him, he's been like a love interest or like,
Right,
or like playing.
That's why I like Speed because he's both the love interest and the action star.
Yeah,
He does
yeah.
both.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite lines is the moment where he's meeting his boss for the first time, and
Mhm.
boss is
Yeah.
like, "There's no shortage," or he said, "There's a shortage of assholes." He's like, "Not that I can tell," or something.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Just again those little quippy lines that
Uh-huh.
bring it together.
And I wonder the way that Gary Busey jumps into the pool, if that was stupid or not. He just jumped in
Probably
the way he
not. I
jumped
know.
in.
That seems a very Gary Busey thing. Like,
Yes, I was just like, go have fun, man. It's like,
yeah.
So I'm getting the whole, hey, you guys are
Time to
going for a
go.
long time.
Oh.
But again, we could talk about this movie for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I think there are still scenes we could talk about that haven't been brought up,
Yeah,
which is weird
for
because
sure.
I think we hit most of the big ones. But
yeah.
that said, let's get a rating. Lala.
I give Point Break an 8.5. I enjoy Point Break. Even with me wanting to shave off some minutes, and I'm gonna stick by that, y'all. I don't care what you say. I appreciate your analysis. It doesn't take away from the movie, even though I was like, gosh, it's just, yeah. 8.5 though. It was still good.
8.5.
I still enjoyed it.
We did this in this order, Brian.
Yeah, it's a 9 for me.
A 9. I'm wearing heavy nostalgia goggles. It's a 10.
I knew it.
This movie.
It's great.
Yeah, it's such a great film, and still holds up. Like you can watch it now, and it feels just like.
And this came out in '91. I was so in my Disney era. I was not watching Point Break, y'all.
No, you were not. No,
I saw this in theaters. I was 14 when this came out, so this came out my freshman year, and I had to go see this in theaters.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, Lion
the
King.
dude from Parenthood and Bill and Ted is going to do an action movie.
I was like, where's my Disney product set in '91? Oh, babes.
Yeah.
You were 5.
Yeah, 6, 5, 6.
Yeah. Hannah says a 9.
Shout out to Open Nation.
I know that Janine, I think she rated it a 9 as well on her.
Did she rate it a 9?
Yeah.
I thought she rated
Yeah,
it was still a 9. Okay.
Yeah.
We should have known. Brian said 9. We know.
Exactly. Like, I don't know she didn't even have to write that in. I'm crazy. I'm sorry, y'all.
What Brian said.
But honestly, what Aina said about Tony calling him Point Break makes all the more sense now.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Because he does look like Bodhi. He does look like Bodhi.
And he kind of acts like him a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to be covering Sarah Polley movies next week with the movie Go, which is another 90s movie, later 90s movie. And then one of her directed films, which is Women Talking. Be prepared. It's depressing.
And these are Mr. Snippet's picks, correct?
And these are my picks. Sarah Polley deserves much more love. I think she definitely deserves to be brought up more. And if you want to watch her,
Jesse Buckley in there too.
There you go. And then she was also in the first or second episode of The Studio with Seth.
Yeah, that episode is really good. Oh my god,
really, really good. It's so like
Jesus. Oh my god, yeah, that episode's so good. Yeah,
great show. But if you want to see her do both acting and quote directing in them,
that shit's funny.
So, all right. Well, this has been episode 24 of season 5 of The Real Study. We really appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll be back with more movies coming up.
Later. Have fun, Janine. We miss you. Thanks for being in. Make sure you follow us everywhere. It's the thumb for me, Brian. I need to do that forever.